Guys, Anime Magica here with my latest update on my Spellcaster deck. I was up to sneak peek a couple of days ago. Before the tournament actually started, I had a couple of test drills with my Spellcasters. Found it was running really slow against some of the decks like Six Samurais, Exodias, Synchros, what decks. There were quite a few there. So basically I decided to do a major overhaul on it and combine it with the XYZ deck that I'd built, which I also found was not running at a good enough standard. So basically what I've done is I've taken the Utopias from the XYZ deck out and put them in here because there are quite a number of level 4 monsters in this deck. And for the extra deck it's now consisting of 4 rather than just 2, so it is quite handy, and plus Utopia can be useful if I can get 2 level 4s out. I can just keep negating attacks, and it's got 2500, so it's a pretty good beat stick. Anyways, I'll get on straight with it. Extra deck, Dark Paladin, Dark Flare Knight, and 2 Utopias. For the deck itself, still running 2 Dark Magicians, 1 Dark Magician Girl, Buster Blader, and Sorcerer of Dark Magic. Now I have been able to summon him on quite a number of occasions in my tests with this deck on the Dueling Network. So yeah, he stays in. So that's my big beaters, well, heavy hitters really. As for level 4s, I have 2 of Breaker still, 2 of Valkyria. I want to run 3 of these. Heater and Era, the familiar possessed. I've put Marshmallow in. I've put in Marshmallow now because he's a good defender. Set him down. Flip when he's attacked when face down. He inflicts 1000 points of damage and he can't be destroyed by battle. Pretty good stall card. Crystal Seer. Just when it's flipped, I get to pick up 2 cards. Pick 1 to go to my hand and pick 1 to go to the bottom of my deck. Kaiku, when it inflicts damage I can remove stuff from my opponent's graveyard and my opponent can't remove cards from the grave. Dark Hex Sealed, obvious thing, counts as a fusion material, as long as I keep the other ones correct. Spear Cretin, now I find is a bit more handy, because now I'm in this deck I usually dump Dark Magician, Buster Blader, or Dark Magician Girl to the grave. Set this, when he's flipped and destroyed, it's an instant summon. Defender to protect my spellcasters with his counter. Kuribo. Skilled Dark, I would like to run another one of these, would come in pretty handy. Blastsphere, I put him in just as a precaution against cards like Blade Edge, Malicious Fiend, and Malicious Edge, stuff like that. So instantly set this. Opponent's monster attacks it, it gets equipped to the opponent's monster, then during my opponent's next standby phase, this sends it to the graveyard along with the equipped monster, and my opponent takes damage equal to the equipped monster's attack points. Blast Magician, handy for his effect, and he's a 1700 beater, so he can 1700 defender, so he's able to stop most level 4s, not all but most. And Blade Knight, simple reason is he's a 1600 beat stick when you've got a full hand, but when you've got 1 or less cards in, he becomes a 2000 beat stick, and also he can negate the effect of any flip effects that it destroys, so Man-Eater Bugs, Night Assailants, anything like that, like Dark Mimics or stuff, so you could pretty much negate those if you were going up against draw decks. Spells, 1 Reborn, Sage's Stone, because I do run the Dark Magician Girl to the Field and Sage's Stone to get Dark Magician from the deck combo. Polymerization for fusion, only run the one. Dark Magic Curtain, pay half my life points, get a special summon Dark Magician, however I can't flip summon, normal summon or special summon this turn. Dark Core, just ditch a card and remove one of my opponent's monsters. Pretty good against Stardust Dragons, Red Novas, Shooting Stars, anything that can negate destructions. Lightning Vortex, pretty handy against XYZ monsters if someone's running a spam deck and you've got I use Marshmallow to keep myself alive. Magical Dimension, pretty handy card. If I've got a Spellcaster face up, I can activate this card, sacrifice that Spellcaster, special summon another Spellcaster from my hand, destroy one monster on the field. I recently added Dark Magic Attack instead of keeping in the Diffusion Wave motion. This is a lot more handy, I think, because it destroys my opponent's back row and Dark Magician still can attack. However, I still need Dark Magician face up on the field in order to use this. Foolish Burial allows me to just dump Dark Magician or Buster Blader into the graveyard, and then I use either Spear Cretin, Monster Reborn, or Call the Haunted to bring them back. So it's pretty handy. And finally for spells, double spell. Ditch a spell, take a peek at their grave, see what they've got, and you get activated. Some people have been using a lot more Monster Reborn, so it is pretty handy if I do dump. See, if I've got Dark Magician Girl on the field, I've got Dark Magician in my graveyard, I can dump Sage's Stone or another spell card for that matter, and just get their Monster Reborn and bring them back. Excuse me, I'm a bit tired this morning. Call the Haunted. Simple reason, just activate it and get a special summon a monster back from my grave in face up attack. Bottomless. So yeah, just if my opponent summons a monster by means of special summon, normal summon or flip summon, instant destroyed and removed from play. Her Force. So yep. Opponent declares an attack. Flip this face up. Destroys all the opponent's attacking monsters. Wabaku negates battle damage and monster destruction for the turn. Soccorer armor, pretty handy against certain monsters. Opponent monster declares an attack. Attacking monster is destroyed. Magic Cylinder. Opponent's monster declares an attack, negate the attack and inflict damage equal to that monster's attack points. And finally, Magical Circle. Well, Magician's Circle, sorry. When a Spellcaster type monster attacks, I activate this. Both players get a special summon a Spellcaster from the decks with 2,000 or less attack points in face of attack position. So yeah, that's the Spellcaster's rebuild. I've been testing it out on the Dueling Network and it seems to be running pretty well. So yeah, comment, rate, subscribe, tell me what you think of it. Next deck update will be on my refurbished Exodia deck, which I got a lot of help from while I was at the sneak peek for the Generation Force. Anyway, I'll see you later.